one of the key orchestrators of the Pakistani ISI plot, Tahawwur Rana, is being extradited from US to India. Even though it has been 16 years since the bloody massacre, the extradition of Rana to India could open a Pandora's box. Rana will also bring the spotlight on Pakistan as the epicenter of global terrorism, with Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed jihadi groups still openly operating in the Islamic nation. While New Delhi has no intentions of engaging Islamabad till such time that Pakistan stops its principal export, terrorism, into India, the Modi government engaged Taliban acting Foreign Minister Maulvi Amir Khan Muttaqi on January 9th in Dubai. The Indian engagement of Taliban since August 15, 2021 has ensured that Pakistan-sponsored terrorist groups like Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed and Islamic State Khorasan province have no shelter or training camps in Afghanistan to carry out their global jihadi operations. Namaskar. Indian security agencies and Mumbai police have a sense of satisfaction that 16 years after they investigated the 26/11 Mumbai massacre by banned Lashkar-e-Taiba jihadist, one of the key orchestrators of the Pakistani ISI plot, Tahawwur Rana, is being extradited from US to India. The Indian intelligence officials landed in Mumbai a week after the attack, with US FBI tech int support arriving in a C-130J Hercules aircraft. Pakistan Army deserter, Canada-based, 64-year-old jihadist, Dr. Rana, was cleared for extradition by the US Supreme Court on January 25th for his involvement in a terror attack that killed 166 innocents, including 6 US nationals, and maimed some 200 others. Rana incarcerated David Coleman Headley or Pakistani Dawood Gilani, ex-Pakistan Army jihadist Abdur Rahman Hashim, Sajid Mir, Ilyas Kashmiri, and Pakistan ISI handlers identified by Headley were all involved in a transnational ISI Al-Qaeda elite terrorist plot to murder innocents in Mumbai and attack Danish newspapers and Denmark embassy in Islamabad for publishing cartoons depicting Prophet Muhammad in 2005. While the principal 26/11 plotters Hashim and Mir visited India in May 2005 using the relaxed visa regime of Aman Ki Asha UPA Manmohan Singh government in the garb of watching cricket matches of the visiting Pakistani team, Headley visited India 5 times to recce the terror targets, and his facilitator Rana made a trip to India on November 13, 2008, just days before the attack, to ostensibly visit his wife's Shamra's relatives in Meerut, Hapur, apart from Agra, Kochi, along with his daughter Zoya. Fact is that Rana was tying the loose ends and logistical support for the impending murderous attack. During the 26/11 massacre, Sajid Mir, who still lives under ISI protection in Pakistan, played the role of a chief operational planner of the terror attack. Hashim Elias Pasha, Ilyas Kashmiri and his 313 Brigade were linked up in attacking American assets in Afghanistan in support of Al-Qaeda. Headley, who used the cover of Rana's visa firm First World Immigration Services to enter India, is currently rotting in Chicago prison as part of a legal deal. Even though it has been 16 years since the bloody massacre, the extradition of Rana to India could open a Pandora's box in the case, as it is for the first time that there is a possibility that the Indian security agencies will get to know about the local involvement in the Lashkar-e-Taiba attack. Rana could also shed light on the direct involvement of Hafiz Saeed, the LAT chief, as well as names of those ISI operatives involved in this terror joint venture. David Coleman Headley, in his interrogation with the NIA in 2010, has identified Major Samir Ali, Major Iqbal, Lieutenant Colonel Hamza, Colonel Shah, Brigadier Riaz as handlers of key LET operatives right up to the terror group's chief operational planner Zakiur Rahman Lakhvi. The Indian intelligence was able to trace the whereabouts of Major Samir Ali, who after the attack was found to be living in Lahore with a brother in Abu Dhabi and children in Canada. Tahawwur Rana could also shed light on the involvement of the Pakistani civilian government at that time. After all, Headley was the cousin of Pakistan PM Yusuf Raza Gilani. It was Gilani who signed a bilateral pact with Indian Prime Minister Manmohan Singh at Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt 8 months after Indians were butchered in Mumbai. The bilateral statement was a bit of an embarrassment for India, as for the first time the Indian Prime Minister conceded to investigate the possibility of an Indian involvement in Balochistan insurgency. By unraveling the 26/11 attack, Rana will also bring the spotlight on Pakistan as the epicenter of global terrorism, with Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed jihadi groups still openly operating in the Islamic nation. Since the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan in 2021, for India, the AFPAC region actually stands dehyphenated, as even the ruling Sunni Pashtun Taliban regime has made it clear that it will not entertain any group to target India. The Taliban regime, on the other hand, has made no promises to Pakistan, as fraternal brothers Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan continue to target Pakistan Army mercilessly. Kabul refuses to recognize the Durand Line as the international border, as it divides the Pashtun community, and Baluch rebels are active in the struggle to liberate Balochistan from the ruling Pakistani Punjabis in Lahore. While New Delhi has no intentions of engaging Islamabad till such time that Pakistan stops its principal export, terrorism, into India, the Modi government engaged Taliban acting Foreign Minister Maulvi Amir Khan Muttaqi on January 9th in Dubai. The meeting was not easy, as top Taliban leadership is proscribed with a travel ban imposed by UN under 1267 resolution, and the meeting took place with the knowledge of India's very close ally, the UAE. The ruling Taliban recognizes the supporting role played by India in building Afghanistan in the past 25 years and is keen that the Western world recognizes the interim regime in Kabul. But here lies the problem. Even though Kabul, under the dominance of Interior Minister Sirajuddin Haqqani, and Kandahar, under the influence of Defense Minister Mullah Yaqub, are on the same page and are pragmatic people, Taliban Supreme Leader Hibatullah Akhundzada is in no mood to dilute Islamic principles on human rights and girl education, as he firmly believes in the implementation of Islamic Sharia. However, the three of them are on the same page on Pashtun nationalism, Durand Line, and Pakistan perfidy. While Pakistan is playing both Russia, China, Iran axis and the US to make itself relevant in Afghanistan in the context of terrorism, the Taliban are opposed to exporting terror through Uyghur terrorists into China by the Wakhan corridor, as well as to the Indian Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The international community, after August 15, 2021, has no appetite to intervene in Afghanistan after the big powers, Russia and US, were kicked out of Kabul by the Taliban on both sides of the millennium. Hence, the role of India is important, as New Delhi has never sent troops to Afghanistan despite written recommendation of its own diplomats post 9/11 attacks. Then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee made it very clear that he would not allow Indian troops firing at Afghan nationals at any cost, and held his ground despite pressure from the then Bush administration as well as the pro-American media in India. Pakistan typically played both sides at that time, and even now is doing the same by sending ISI chief Asim Malik to Tajikistan, which houses the remnants of erstwhile anti-Taliban Northern Alliance. The Indian engagement of Taliban since August 15, 2021 has ensured that Pakistan-sponsored terrorist groups like Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, and Islamic State Khorasan province have no shelter or training camps in Afghanistan to carry out their global jihadi operations. Fact is, that the Taliban have no truck with the present Pakistan Army Chief General Asim Munir and have been engaging Iran to ensure that Indian food and medical supplies come through the Chabahar port, which has special exemption from US sanctions for supplying humanitarian aid to Afghanistan. Albeit dated, Tahawwur Rana will provide valuable insight into the Jihadi ISI network in Pakistan, the proximity of Lashkar-e-Taiba Amir Hafiz Saeed to Rawalpindi GHQ, and the funders of global jihad. Presently, Mumbai Special Police Commissioner Devin Bharti and NIA Chief Sadanand Date, who were involved in the 26/11 investigations from the beginning, will get a first-hand insight into the Mumbai massacre and perhaps get names of Indian locals involved in the massacre. Headley himself claims that he was received by an Indian identified as Bashir at the Mumbai airport during his first recce trip to India in 2006. The Indian angle into the 26/11 attack could open a new line of investigation and put the global terror factory stamp on Pakistan yet again. Namaskar.